Have you ever known something without being taught it? Felt drawn to practices that seem strangely familiar, though you've never done them before? These aren't coincidences. They're echoes of wisdom carried in your very DNA. Throughout human history, indigenous cultures and spiritual traditions worldwide have recognized that certain gifts, healing abilities, intuition, leadership flow through bloodlines and across generations. Today, we'll explore the 10 unmistakable signs you're carrying ancestral gifts and reveal how to fully activate these dormant powers within you. This isn't just about recognizing these gifts. It's about honoring your ancestors by bringing their wisdom into your modern life. Modern science is beginning to catch up with what ancient traditions have always known. Epigenetics now suggests that experiences and even memories can be passed down through generations. Your DNA carries more than just physical traits. It carries the wisdom, strengths, and even the unfinished spiritual business of those who came before you. Think of your DNA as an ancient library with books written in a language you've forgotten but can remember. The wisdom is there, waiting to be accessed. When you experience moments of inexplicable knowing or demonstrate abilities that seem to come from nowhere, you're actually reading from this ancestral library. Interestingly, these ancestral connections strengthen during powerful cosmic alignments. That's why I'm particularly excited about the approaching March 2025 Eclipse Gateway, a divine recalibration similar to what ancient mystics called the breaking of eternal seals. Throughout history, eclipse periods were viewed as sacred thresholds when the veils between worlds thin, allowing ancestral wisdom to flow more freely into our conscious awareness. Ancient traditions recognize such alignments as moments when the cosmic codes become rewritable, when your ancestral DNA activates more powerfully than usual. For those feeling particularly drawn to understand their unique relationship with this coming eclipse energy, I've launched our Eclipse Gateway signature quiz and energy reading. These personalized readings reveal how your archetype aligns with these cosmic shifts, helping you navigate this transformative period with your soul as compass. This is available for a symbolic exchange of $11.11, and you can find the link in the description below. Now let's explore the 10 unmistakable signs you're carrying these ancestral gifts and how to activate them fully, especially as we approach this potent celestial window. Sign 1. You have unexplainable instincts. The first sign you carry ancient wisdom is having knowledge or abilities that seem to come naturally, as if passed down through generations. You may find yourself knowing exactly how to handle situations you've never encountered before. Perhaps you instinctively understand how to read people, navigate conflicts, or connect with nature in ways that others find remarkable. This isn't random coincidence. It's ancestral memory activating in your present life. In many indigenous cultures, certain individuals were recognized early for carrying the instincts of their ancestors. These weren't considered supernatural abilities, but natural inheritances, gifts to be honored and developed. If you've ever found yourself saying, "I don't know how I knew that," pay attention. Your ancestors are speaking through your instincts. Sign 2. Your dreams feel like messages. The second sign is experiencing dreams that don't feel like ordinary dreams. They carry a quality of transmission, vivid, symbolic, or even prophetic. You might wake up with information you didn't have before, or encounter ancestors and guides who share wisdom directly. Ancient cultures, from the Australian Aboriginal dream time to Native American dream practices, recognized dreams as gateways where ancestral wisdom could flow most freely. The veil between worlds thins during sleep, allowing your ancestors to communicate through symbols and direct messages. Notice which dreams stay with you upon waking. The ones that feel significant, that carry emotional weight or clear guidance. These are often ancestral communications rather than random subconscious activity. Keep a dream journal by your bed to record these messages as they come. Sign 3. you're intuitively drawn to specific practices. The third sign is feeling mysteriously pulled towards certain skills, arts, or healing modalities, often without logical explanation. Something inside you resonates deeply with particular traditions, whether it's herbalism, music, leadership, storytelling, or specific spiritual practices. These aren't random interests, they're ancestral callings. Your soul recognizes the practices of your lineage. A woman who feels inexplicably drawn to weaving may be connecting with grandmothers 7 generations back who are master weavers. A man drawn to working with stones might be answering the call of stoneworker ancestors from centuries ago. What practices or skills have always fascinated you? What activities make you lose track of time? These might be echoes of your ancestral gifts asking to be expressed through you. Sign 4. You carry unusual resilience. The fourth sign is demonstrating resilience beyond what seems normal. Life throws challenges at everyone, but if you consistently find yourself able to endure and recover in ways that surprise even yourself, you're likely carrying ancestral resilience. This strength isn't just yours. It's the culmination of generations who survived unimaginable hardships. Science now confirms that trauma resilience can be inherited, but so can the extraordinary capacity to overcome. Your ancestors, who lived through wars, migrations, oppression, and natural disasters, passed down not just the memory of trauma, but the power to transcend it. In moments when you find strength you didn't know you had, acknowledge the ancestors who are supporting you. Their resilience flows through your blood. Sign 5. You feel deeply connected to nature or unseen energies. The fifth sign is experiencing a profound bond with the natural world or spiritual realms. You might feel energies others miss, communicate with plants or animals, or sense presences around you. You might feel most at home in forests, near water, or under open skies. Indigenous traditions worldwide maintain these connections as essential wisdom. Your ancestors lived in intimate relationship with the land, elements, and spirit realms long before modern society created separation between humans and nature. If you feel this connection strongly, it might be ancestral wisdom reawakening. Your DNA remembers a time when humans understood themselves as part of nature, not separate from it. This gift allows you to access guidance and healing that many in the modern world have forgotten. Sign 6. You have a natural ability to heal or guide others. The sixth sign is that people naturally gravitate to you for comfort, wisdom, or clarity. Without formal training, you may find yourself in the role of advisor, mediator, or healer in your community. People sense something in your presence that makes them feel safe to open up. Healing traditions have always passed through family lines. In many cultures, the gift of healing hands, wise counsel, or spiritual guidance was recognized and cultivated across generations. Whether your gift expresses as physical healing, emotional support, or spiritual guidance, it carries the echo of healers in your lineage. Pay attention if people consistently seek you out during difficult times. This pattern isn't coincidence. It's recognition of a gift you carry that transcends your individual lifetime. Sign 7. Your presence commands attention. The seventh sign is having a presence that naturally draws attention, not from seeking it, but from an inner quality that others respond to. This might express as charisma, natural authority, or an unshakable aura that makes people listen when you speak. Throughout history, certain lineages produced leaders, teachers, and visionaries whose presence alone could transform a room. This commanding energy transcends personality. It's a spiritual inheritance that manifests when needed. If you've noticed that people naturally follow your lead or fall quiet when you speak, you may be carrying the energy of ancestral leaders. This gift comes with responsibility to use your influence wisely and in service to others. Sign 8. You embody strengths from those before you. The eighth sign involves carrying specific strengths that echo previous generations. These might be physical abilities, intellectual gifts, creative talents, or spiritual capacities that mirror those of your ancestors. sometimes without direct teaching. Perhaps your mathematical brilliance echoes a grandfather who was an engineer, or your artistic eye reflects great-grandmothers who were weavers. These inherited strengths often appear in childhood and feel like second nature rather than learned skills. Look for patterns of excellence in your family history, even gifts that skipped a generation or two. Your strengths may be expressions of ancestral intelligence finding new life through you. Sign 9. You sense you were meant for something greater. The 9th sign is a persistent feeling that you're here for a specific purpose, a sense of destiny or calling that goes beyond ordinary ambition. You might feel the weight of a mission you can't fully articulate, but know is yours to fulfill. This knowing isn't arrogance, it's the weight of a lineage that refuses to be ordinary. Throughout history, certain souls have carried ancestral assignments, work that extends beyond a single lifetime. If you feel this pull strongly, you may be continuing work your ancestors began but couldn't complete. This sense of purpose often intensifies during spiritual awakening or at critical turning points in your life. It's an ancestral flame that never fully extinguishes, even when circumstances might temporarily dim it. Sign 10. You experience synchronicities related to your heritage. The final sign involves meaningful coincidences related to your ancestry or cultural heritage. These might be encounters with people connected to your lineage, discovering information about your ancestors at precisely the right moment, or being drawn to places significant to your family history without prior knowledge. These synchronicities aren't random, they're cosmic confirmations of your ancestral connections. The universe orchestrates these alignments to help you recognize and embrace your inherited gifts. Pay special attention to repeated symbols, names, or themes that appear in your life. They often serve as breadcrumbs, leading you back to ancestral wisdom waiting to be reclaimed. Now that you've identified your ancestral gifts, how do you fully activate them? Here are 3 powerful practices that work across all spiritual traditions. Create an ancestral altar. First, create a sacred space dedicated to honoring your lineage. This doesn't need to be elaborate. A small shelf or corner table works perfectly. Include photos of ancestors if you have them, objects that represent your heritage, and elements that correspond to your gifts, crystals for intuition, plants for healing, etc. Light a white candle at this altar regularly and speak to your ancestors directly. Tell them you're open to receiving their wisdom. This simple act creates an energetic bridge between worlds. Place a glass of fresh water on the altar as an offering. Water is the universal conductor of spiritual energy. This practice isn't about worship, but about creating a dedicated channel for communication and honoring. Your ancestors aren't gone. They're simply in another form, and they're waiting for you to reach out. Develop a dreamwork protocol. Dreams have always been the most direct pathway for ancestral communication. Before sleep, set the clear intention to receive wisdom from your ancestors. Say aloud, "I am open to guidance from my wise and loving ancestors. Show me how to develop my gifts." Keep a journal by your bed to record dreams immediately upon waking. Look for recurring symbols, faces you don't recognize, or information that seems to come from outside yourself. Even fragments are significant. With practice, your dream life will become a rich source of ancestral guidance. Many who commit to this practice report dreams of ancestors they never met, sharing specific information later confirmed through research or family stories. Practice lineage meditation. The final activation practice is a meditation that directly connects you with your ancestral wisdom. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and visualize yourself walking down a long hallway with doors on either side. Each door represents a different ancestral line. Feel yourself drawn to one particular door. Open it and visualize a gathering of ancestors from that lineage. Look for the ones who step forward. These are the carriers of the gifts you're currently developing. Ask them directly, "What wisdom do you have for me? How can I honor the gifts you've passed to me?" Then sit in receptive silence. The answers may come as words, images, sensations, or knowings. Practice this meditation regularly, exploring different ancestral doors each time. Record your experiences afterward. Over time, you'll develop clear communication with specific ancestors who can guide your development. Embracing your inheritance. Your ancestors didn't just pass down DNA, they passed down power, and it's yours to embrace. When you recognize and develop these gifts, you're not just transforming your own life, you're healing your entire lineage, past and future. The approaching Eclipse Gateway of March 2025 creates an extraordinary opportunity to accelerate this awakening process. Ancient traditions viewed eclipse periods as times when the veils between worlds thin, allowing ancestral wisdom to flow more freely. The rare cosmic alignment we're about to experience, with Venus retrograde, dual eclipses, Mercury retrograde, and Neptune entering Aries, creates what mystical traditions called the breaking of eternal seals, where ancestral codes within your DNA become more accessible. The signs we've explored today are invitations to remember who you truly are, not just an individual, but a continuation of an ancient stream of wisdom. By honoring these gifts, you become a bridge between worlds, bringing ancestral wisdom into a time that desperately needs it. Pay attention to which signs resonated most deeply with you. Those are likely your primary ancestral gifts, waiting to be fully activated. Begin with one activation practice that calls to you, and trust that your ancestors will meet you halfway. Remember, this journey of reclaiming your ancestral wisdom isn't just about personal power. It's about healing collective wounds and bringing ancient solutions to modern problems. Your gifts weren't given to you by accident. They were preserved through generations for exactly this moment in time. If this exploration resonated with you, share your experiences in the comments below. What ancestral gifts have you recognized in yourself? How have you honored them? Thank you for joining us on this exploration of ancestral wisdom. Until next time, remember, you are the answer to your ancestors' prayers.